Hey guys, this is Manshark Sub LPs. I'm Sub, this is Crusader Kings II, and this is Millennia in the Making episode 167. We're currently playing as Kaiser Almeric the Wise of the Holy Roman Empire. He's the son of Kaiser Baldwin the Blessed, who himself was the son of Kaiser Anselm the Great, and so on and so forth, all the way back to Duke Otto of Saxony. Our heir isn't doing too badly. Could be better, but you know, what can you do? Anyway, we're at war with Govindapala of the Buddhist Uprising, and that's down here in India, of course. There he is. We've got an army closing in on his location as we speak. I feel like all of our other armies are doing just fine. Are we going to declare war on this fellow? Can we declare war on this fellow? Yes, we can. And it was that particular de jure claim right there. Just to take that and unify our realms up a little bit. Now, let's see. What else did we have? Ah, yes, we had a request, but before we go into the requests, I want to do a little bit of housekeeping. As I mentioned a while ago, I have found full-time employment. Yes, great for me and all that sort of stuff. And while it's not impacting on my ability to produce videos, because this only takes me an hour. I don't do any editing. I just do an hour-long run, upload it. The problem is that if I were to upload, like, I don't have enough time during the week to upload a video. Maybe I could do it, but I'd prefer to play an online game instead. You know, when I get home from work. So I do that. The problem there is that then I have to do all of my uploading on the weekends. It takes me about 3 hours to upload a single video to YouTube, not including processing and all that stuff which is handled on their end of things. But because it takes me about 3 hours, I can't upload enough videos to upload at a rate of one per day during the week. So what I'm going to do is adjust the rate at which I release videos, just to make it so that I can upload some on the weekend and also do other things. Like I play EVE Online and you know, various other online games that I really do enjoy. So what I'm thinking at this current stage is, as of this video, not pre this video, but I'll be releasing a video on Tuesdays. This is in Australian times, of course, so for any Americans, basically take a day off. So Tuesdays or Mondays for the Americans. It may actually be early Tuesday morning at that particular time because I'll be releasing them Tuesday night, Thursday night, and Saturday and Sunday during the daytime. All in Australian times. Just keep that in mind. Sometimes I may not release one on Saturday because every fortnight I go over to my mate's place and play Deathwatch. And I obviously can't, well, upload videos and stuff while I'm over there. So yes, that's housekeeping. We had a subscriber request from somebody who I've forgotten their name. I am very sorry for forgetting your name. I'll probably include it in the next episode because I'll remember to look at it. But they wanted me to release a fellow named Signwolf, who was a peasant leader like 10 episodes back or something. Unfortunately, I've ordered my prisoners by name here, and well, we don't have a Signwolf, so I believe he must have died, and the only person starting with C is this Egyptian Zikri, who's actually part of the Sharazid satrapy, which is apparently still going on. We can try and release her. We're going to send her on a release pattern just for that sort of thing. But what we are going to do is he also wanted us to make Signwolf the Earl of Sussex. So where is... Yes, so this is the province of Sussex here. Now, it's currently held by Count Brendan of Lyon, which is down here. He shouldn't have Sussex. It must be some sort of thing. So we're going to get the Pope to give us a claim on that, and we'll try claiming it back off the kid. And we're not going to give it to its liege at the very start of things, the Duke of Kent, because the Duke of Kent hates us. For, you know, just reasons, I guess. So instead of giving it to the Duke of Kent, also the Duke of Kent is a Littlefinger, and we don't want Littlefingers getting up in England, we're going to basically find someone Okay, so we don't actually have any sign wolves or any males starting with sign, so let's just get rid of that a little bit. Order these ones by name so that we can. I'm trying to order them by name and it won't let me. That's bizarre. Alright, how about if any of them are men and not in prison and not rulers and of my religion? Ah, that's a good start. So we'll just scroll down to C, see what we can get. Okay, we've got some Caspers, some Charles, a Chifredo. That's a pretty cool name. Christopher Littlefinger. Does this guy have a wife? Nope. Okay, let's just try searching with my culture. Because we are still looking to spread culture around fairly nicely. Okay, so there's a few options there. Casper here isn't too bad. And he does have a wife and a... Yes, alright, so Casper, just check, he's not married weirdly to anybody. Okay, so I'll just mark him as being important. And he's who we will give Sussex to. Oh, apparently we can also form the Raj of Medpata. No, we can't, because the guy's at war. No drama. Let's get up to speed. Okay, these guys are actually going to be besieging this land, aren't they? Can we get at war with the Nagra Kingdom? I feel like we might have a truce. We do have a truce. So we can't currently get at war with them. And if I get there, they'll be holding the siege. So instead of going there, I'm going to head down here and beat up this army. And we should catch it. Okay, so the Pope's giving me my claim, and I do definitely hope that this guy... Actually, no, because he's part of a Duke of Brittany stuff, he probably is not able to... Yeah, we can't revoke. We do have a claim, but we cannot revoke it. So we may have to piss off the Duke of Brittany. Is he at war with somebody? That's weird. Unfortunately, if we were to piss off the Duke of Brittany, see, it's a -15 because it's a de jure vassal that we're revoking. We can... We can try and have this child executed. No, we can't excommunicate him. But what we can do, we can take the Duke of Brittany here, who doesn't particularly like us because he is Frankish. And we can see if we can just claim the Duchy of Brittany. We may want to move one of our troop allotments over there. I would move this one, but they're currently... Oh, you know what? I'll move them over into that general area. And hopefully they'll have... Because we've just made these guys, I believe. They're just getting up to strength. Oh, and just as a quick note, the Independence faction contains the King of Nubia, who dislikes us for reasons. So what we're going to do is release the King of Nubia. Now, no, we're going to actually do Abyssinia. Yes, the Abyssinian Queen. Quite a nice queen. Congratulations. You're independent. And yes, she has a very nice realm. It's all good. Hey, it's, you know, what we're in the business of doing. And while we're in the business of doing things, Turkestan is growing quite powerful. You can see here, they're currently, I believe, in the war with the Mongols to subjugate Khiva. Yes, and they have won it. So I'll just wait for them to complete that win and see what they get out of it. All of it. There we go. Wow. So now there's just the Samanids all the way down here who we're expecting a ransom offer from. There we go. We can't declare war on him for another 6 years. That's alright. But we sure as hell can declare on the Khan of Turkestan. Now we've got some de jure claims, mainly for the stuff in Khiva, because I believe we are the... Yes, we're the King of Khiva. And various other places up here in Cumania. But what we're going to do, because it will just be easier for us, is, well, we're going to take a bit of Cumania, which he is apparently holding. So that would be Kimmik. So we've declared war, and off we go. We've got a good supply in all of these places, and we're literally just dumping almost 100,000 troops on his doorstep. He should raise troops in all 3 of these provinces, which will be great for us. And you know what? These guys can just go that way. Yep, see, he's raised up quite a fair number of troops, which is great because we can smash them, they won't be able to move out, all that sort of business. And apparently we've won this battle down here. They're headed up to Rayapura, which is that way. So that hasn't actually given us any war score, which is irritating as hell. We may not actually be able to get war score in this particular conflict. Annoying. But not majorly an issue. And our army here is still trying to move up to get at this Buddhist uprising. Alright, but this duchy, we've got a claim on it. So, okay, so currently he's in a war for that title. Which war is that? No? It's this one. Ah, yes, so he's going to win that. He should win it, and when he does, we'll claim the title from him. In the meantime, Turkestan. Okay, so there's a battle here which is already turning into a rout. Yeah, you've just got nothing there. Okay, victory there. Oh, that was actually down there. And victory up here. Very nice. Prince Herman here is telling ladies that they are fat again. You know what? Yeah, it's fine. You can be honest. Yeah, so again, that didn't get us any war scores, so that must have been like somebody else's army and not the particular revolt that we were going against, because the Bengal Empire, or at this moment it's the Vagala Empire, has a lot of revolts going on. I mean, you can see it here when we go to the Samrat himself. He has 4 separate revolts going on. An Independence League, a claim war, another claim war, and a lower authority war. He's not in the best of conditions. We're not going to catch this Buddhist uprising, so we'll have to follow them through like so. Should not be a very big issue for us. Ah, Saray has converted to... Okay, that's good. So that was our court chaplain, has converted Saray to the Catholic faith, which means, if I'm right, yes, there are no longer any Jewish provinces. Now, I'm going to send him down to these places down here. Probably to the Yazidi one. Whoops, accidentally selected the Pope. So that was the Yazidi one. 12.66% chance. And that's because once all of these provinces are converted, they won't have such a high rebellion risk, and I will feel safe in releasing the Kingdom of Egypt. As well as Nubia. We'll do Nubia next episode, and then Egypt, and then that'll be Africa out of our hands, and then we can look at Arabia. Yeah, because we've got Syria and Mesopotamia and into Persia and all that sort of stuff, and really it shouldn't take us that long to, get our stuff going. And if it becomes necessary, we can release Syria and Mesopotamia, as they have fairly high integration counts already at about 60 each. Well, let's get moving then. I say as everything suddenly jams up. Nope. Alright, yep, so we've just got some nice little sieges going on up in the north. We're not going to really hurry those along. Okay, going up to Isham, so these guys, let's see, 22nd of November, these guys can actually stop their move. Engage those guys as they flee onto them, destroy as many as possible. Very good there, very good down here, very good. Okay, so we move to Delhi. Are we in control of this siege? No, we're not. I don't want to help him. I really don't want to help him, so I'm just going to move up there. This war here may end up just sort of petering out and not doing much. Because, where does this guy even own land? Yeah, all of those flashing gold places, which we don't have a very good supply limit in at all. So maybe it wasn't the greatest decision to declare war there, but, well, you know what they say. They say YOLO. We can sort of munch through these places, so let's actually send these guys down there. And we'll have a bit of a go. That sounds reasonable to me. Okay, so where are those guys going down now? They're going to Chura, so we will follow them now. Yes, I'm not too concerned with pressing the war against Turkestan because we're going to win it. And we still have over 2/3 of the episode left, and I would really like to avoid any crashes. Alright, Buddhist Uprising is gone. Thank you, sir. So now, this guy here, we do have an ability to declare war on him. But for what? There's a lot of de jure stuff, which isn't exactly a waste of time because, it'd be nice to have, but it's a little weird to declare war for a single place instead of an entire duchy. Let's just see if we actually have anything about that. We do. We have a de jure claim on this place here and a de jure claim on that place there. Alright, well, let's see how that goes. Because if I remember right, he does have fairly substantial armies. Let's check that. Independent states. Yes, he has 62,000 guys. We could probably take that with our 2 armies. So I'm just going to actually move this army over this way. Because that way they'll be nice and close together. And honestly, we could do a de jure war for like Dahala here or something like that. Just slowly making progress. Well, that was quick. Our bishop has already converted the population here to the Catholic religion. And it's still a few months before we can actually change him over, so that's wonderful. Awesome. Almost insane, but wonderful. Hindu rebels have risen up in Hastinapura, so we've got a Hindu uprising. Where is it? Right next door. So just change where you're going, mate. They can't escape. Duke Walter of Normandy has died, so he is no longer educating Princess Winfrieda. So he was doing her for diplomacy. So we need to re-educate her somewhere. Yeah, is there anyone who... No, I don't care about the Pope. Grand Mayor of Aswan is involved in a lot of factions. And he has 17 opinion. You know what? He can educate her because that increases his opinion by 20 points. Which may be enough to kick him out of some factions, and if it isn't, maybe we can have a feast when all these wars are over and he'll turn up. Little battle up there, that's fine. Here's our battle here. You can see we're in jungle terrain, so we are taking a bit of a, well, they're getting a bit of a benefit. Technically a bit of a penalty, but they don't have horse archers, so that's fine. Yes, nice and easy victory, and we'll just chase them on down up there. Get our guys moving over to that place. Good, wiped out those armies. So we can probably almost be in the mood to declare victory here. Once we take a couple of places in these sieges, which we're not even taking attrition for. So I'm content to just leave them there because his remaining armies pose absolutely zero threat to anything. Yeah. No, this is going well. Oh, hang on. I want him up that way. I don't care about this fight here at the moment because this province has recently unoccupied itself. So we can come up there, kill that one dude, and we're in charge of a siege. Now we will be assaulting these ones down. Once we check the independence faction. Now they should have grown a little bit in strength just because we released Abyssinia. Yeah. So we're going to have to do something about this loser. The Doge of Solano. So first thing you'll do, that's an amazingly expensive amount of money, so we're just going to request for it to be excommunicated. Okay, and the Hindu uprising is over. Looks like the former king of Baluchistan lost a war, so he got imprisoned. Attack that place. Yes, yes, good. So this guy's been excommunicated. So everybody else will like him less, and his diplomacy is shot, but that's not why I excommunicated him. Okay, so we've got a 62% chance of grabbing him. Now, Solano itself is right down here. My troops are sitting up here. They're not really anywhere nearby, so we know where he is. He's in Amalfi, which is apparently where our Chancellor is. So what we're going to do here is tell our Marshal to suppress revolts in Amalfi. I'm hoping he landed on the right province. Yes. So if we come here and say that we'd like to imprison him, see, that's gone up to 78%. Now he's imprisoned. I think he can still run factions from prison, but he can't run factions if he's dead. And now, of course, we just can't reallocate our Marshal. We can reallocate our Chancellor, though, who was sitting on that place. So let me just see. I believe the King of Nubia. Yeah, we should really just keep him in the good books for the moment. So he's in Alodia. Just, you know, things to continue like that. Okay, that's great. So what we should see here is a little bit of shuffling around of factions, that sort of thing. Maybe. It appears a lot of these people are in of their own volition, which is annoying. But once we get rid of the King of Nubia, that will while that will decrease our strength, it will also decrease like the faction strength. So and it'll decrease them a lot more than ours. So that's fine. Holding in Isham is under siege. Ah, right. Oh, we must have hired mercenaries. That's fine. Okay, so we've occupied all of that province. We should be getting a ticking war score. I don't believe he'll accept the... Nope. So now we're just going to head on down there and, deal with things. In this other war that we're involved in. Majority of the population of Tus, which is in there. No, very good, very good. Can we relocate our... not our Chancellor, May is that guy. We're doing really well in Persia. Not so much up here, but, it's kind of to be expected, to be honest. But we're doing really well at converting Persia. And India as well. I mean, look at that. That's basically going really well for us. Anyway. A little bit of a fight. There are a lot of these places just joined up into this fight. I'm not terribly concerned about them. And take it. Very good. Yes, I'm not anticipating much of a problem in getting this guy up to 100% war score. We will just hold him at war though, just because I really am still leery of those crashes. Okay, so that's not actually his, that's part of a Bengal thing. So yeah, we could technically get a peace offer out of him. But, well, I don't particularly care that much. It'll happen when it happens. Speaking of things happening when they're happening, let's just check to see if we can build anything anywhere. I get the idea that we may almost be built out. Excuse me. Yeah, it really looks like we are... Oh, there we go. Jousting lists in Innsbruck. And, of course, Frueli and probably Moldorf can still build things. Oh, maybe not Moldorf. We'll have to see when those jousting lists get finished. Chaplain is still unable to be reallocated. Right, so we're at war with this dude of the Batid Revolt. And it's almost impossible to tell which Batid Revolt it is. So I'm just going to try and smack that army there down. See how we do. They're trying to move away, but they shouldn't be able to. Ah, good. So we've just taken that little bit of land there. We should get this one up here in a moment. Yeah. Oh, how's your duchy thing going over here? Have you stopped being at war? Nope. Alright. Keep it up. Looks like there's been a revolt in Nagra. That's good for us, because we'll declare war for that place, basically. No, we could also declare war for that place, and we actually have a claim on that one. So there's 2 revolts in... Okay, there's a lot of revolts, but a lot of them he's actually not... He's involved in as an ally. So what we'll try and do here is, let's see, we're going to try and snag this place. Up here, these 3. Get them done nice and fast. Though, as usual, we probably won't, declare out very quickly. Okay, so we have basically hit 100% war score with the Turk. But what I'm going to do is assault down these 2 places, go smash that army, and we'll just keep him there. Okay, it looks like that didn't give us any war score, so that's all right. I'm not concerned about that. We'll just head back over here, clear this army out, maybe attack some other dudes. Just have fun with it. There was a 10,000 man army in Nagra, or the Nagra Revolt area, that we are going to attempt to avoid, even though we could utterly demolish them. This army right here. And we're going to avoid them for the usual reason of if we kill them, it's very likely that he'll accept like his liege lord's surrender, or his liege lord's demand for him to surrender. And we don't want that to happen. We want these guys to be at war. And we're probably going to punch through because our supply limits aren't wonderful in these places. We have a peace offer from the Turk, we're going to ignore it. We have captured this individual in battle. You know, he's not that wonderful. Can we ransom him for anything? Yeah, 10 gold, why not? Okay, so now we're just going to, let's see. I'd like to get up to this place, but the supply limit there is atrocious. Also these places, maybe. So, let's see. Okay, the supply limit there isn't too bad. And it is reduced. Okay, so we're going to send our guys like that. And hopefully we'll get there without taking too much losses. We'll be able to assault the place, and from there things will be good. Speaking of assaulting places. Great. There's battles all over the place. Very good. Now they're fleeing down to Kipchak, which is that way. We do have 3,000 guys hanging around down there, but they're not a concern. And the reason why I haven't moved this army into these two provinces is just that the supply limit isn't worth it. Like, we don't get much out of it. Millennia, you should go to war with Azov again. I'll back you up, bro. I will totally back you up. If the game lets me. Sometimes the game doesn't like me backing people up. Siege of Chura is complete. We just gotta keep checking those to make sure that it's not the last place in the province that we've besieged, because then there's no point holding the army in there, is there? Okay, it's a peace offer from another one of our guys. This one down here, we're not accepting that. It's for forever a war. Kohistan has converted. Speaking of conversions though, our chaplain should be able to move. Yes, he can. Wonderful. We'll send him down to Katara. Which, again, is a 12.66% chance. And we can move our marshal on the 26th of August. Which is worth just keeping a note of. Temple's got a lot of troops behind it, but we will attack it. Okay, there's a de jure over Kosti, that's fine. The Pope was revoking things. We kidnapped some people in battle. All good. Okay. Assault. Okay, and then we're going to assault these next two places. Okay, so that was that one. Everything is still fine. Our little battle there is also fine. Okay, we're going to flatter and soothe this mayor who wants us to... Well, we could bribe him, but that's a lot of money, and flattering and soothing does just as well. I'm going to send our army down at these guys. Just to sort of say, hey, fuck you. What do you think you're doing? And also, the more that we demolish of the Turk, the better it gets for us in the future. Have we moved in yet? We have indeed moved in, and we will assault. Because I'm hoping that that assault gives us a better supply limit. It may not. It may. Who knows? So it has not improved our supply limit, but it's alright. The supply limit's still 16,000. We can get 19,000 on the river. That's pretty good. I'm starting to think a gaff might fancy me. It's not appropriate. I can't remember if I've had my Kaiser freebie. Okay, that was a nice little siege there. Also, besieging places gives us a tiny amount of money, so that's kind of neat. Okay, he's actually heading into Kazakh. I wonder, I probably can't catch him. I get into Turgay, sorry, on the 22nd. And then, no, I will actually catch him. Wonderful. That's very good. One of my errant subjects has converted. Praise God. Yep, just slowly taking more of these places. I mean, we don't even have to. We're at 100% war score. It's completely unnecessary for us to actually take more places off the Turk. It's just kind of fun. Okay, that's good. So that's given us 62% with this guy. He's still at a no. So I'll just move up to this place, I think. Yes, definitely this one, and we'll just try and get through that. Now he may come back at us to try and retake his land. If he does, well, we'll try and hold out for as long as possible before we... A claim on Derbent. And who are you? You have a Count of Albania. I don't care. Yeah, we'll try and hold out for as long as possible before we declare victory in that war. Just because of the whole crashy thing. Population of Rennie converted to the Catholic faith. That's excellent. Looks like we've had the Chosen of Ahsoka joining this war. Factions forming. Wonder why. Independence is at 20%. The King of Nubia has left. That's great. And now the Doge of Thrace. We're always going to have problems with these Doges and all that sort of bullshit. Prince Mayors. It's just a side effect of them being republics. They don't like being under our hegemony. Yeah, that's fine. The population of Dara have converted. Where is our chaplain? Katara. Yes, that wasn't actually any of those provinces that we care about at the moment. Wonder why those ones managed to get to be Buddhist. Did the Indians spread that far out? Huh. That's really cool. Just seeing the sort of general progression. Ah, and jousting lists have been built in Moldorf, so we can upgrade those further. Oh yeah, that's kind of not a great assault position, but we might still do it. Okay, that's that one done, so we'll just move our forces to this one here, probably. Okay, victory in a siege up here. I think it was that one. Yeah, could have been both. Ah, we've got a battle going on over here in Yangaket, which is in Sridaya. Again, it's basically just us mopping up some poor saps. There we go, where are they fleeing to? Down there. Just constantly destroy his armies, because then he might have somebody come and say, hey, you're kind of a shit king, I'm gonna take over. It happens. It actually happens a lot. Alright, let's assault that, because we're starting to take attrition up there. We've still got about 15 minutes before the end of the episode, so we're not going to try and really push too hard. I think we were going to go for improved keeps next. Okay, so I'm just going to let him actually besiege this one normally. Because if we get too high up here and he loses too much land and maybe his army gets smashed, he's going to say, oh shit, survival is better than, like, survival as a landed noble is better than saying, oh shit, no, you know, I'd prefer to be... Survival as a landed noble is better than me taking all of his land. To him. Obviously not to me. Okay, just move into that place. Okay, very good. So this particular province has been completely occupied, so I'm going to send these guys down there. I'm deliberately missing this one because these two places are almost done, and I'm going to send one of them down there. Because we're going to take all these three provinces, we don't have to leave anybody up here in basically, you know, central Russia. Great. And I do want to kind of push this guy a little bit, because he's not really all that close to giving up. Herat converted. Also, this was a de jure war, wasn't it? Oh, he is actually close to giving up, and we'll let him give up, because as a de jure war, we don't risk a crash. And they can move back this way. Or actually, into that province itself. Gazna converted. And there's the end for that. So yes, this province is now ours. Very good indeed. Now our army is suffering massive attrition because reasons. So I'm actually going to send them up that way and then like that. Okay. Let's just check on Brittany. Is Brittany still at war? Are you still at war? It looks like you are. Yes, yes he is. Great. Just make my stuff difficult. Looks like Mauritania finished their rebellions with the Duke of Marrakesh and all that sort of stuff. So, you know, that's still pretty good. We're no longer their ally. Though I don't think we're really allies with any of these guys, are we? Oh, we're allied with the King of Africa. Oh, good on it. What's up in Jerusalem? I see a province. No, nothing important. Very good. Very good indeed. France is no longer part of France. You can see the only part of Francia, de jure Francia, is the Kingdom of Aquitaine, and that's because it took us a while to get it. But yes, now France itself is part of the Holy Roman Empire, which now actually has quite a nice stretch. What's next to convert? Italy has 3 years left, so that's really good. I think Carpathia, yes, Carpathia, or Wallachia, has 1 year left, which will be excellent. Excuse me. Because then we'll be able to form the Empire of Carpathia as a titular title. However, I have noticed that now we can form the Kingdom of Gondwana, which is this area here. So we will definitely form that. There we go. Yeah, just this little area in here. That's great. My son Herman is aiming for the stars. Now, Herman is the second in line to the throne, assuming this guy fails to have children. I'm going to let him be ambitious. Normally, you don't particularly want your children to be ambitious, because this happens. I mean, he dislikes us at this moment, despite him being really happy with us. And he dislikes us because he's a claimant to the HRE. And he's ambitious. So maybe we'll have to deal with that in some fashion, but it shouldn't be too much of an effort. Come on, guys. Move out. Okay, very good. So these places have stopped their thing. It seems like he's raised up more mercenaries, so I'll send those guys down there, those guys around there. So they have to get across the, what is this? Lake Balkash. They've got to actually move around it, they can't cross it, which is, you know, fairly acceptable. So I wonder if he's got any... Yes, okay, so these holdings here are held by the king of a Khan of Turkestan. What I am trying to do, technically, it's not exactly happening this way in practice, but what I would really like to do is make it so that any of his vassals who don't particularly like him, such as the chief of Karakum, who holds Karakum and Konjikla, which are these places here, bizarrely, that he has basically all the troops. This is the former Ilkhanate emperor, by the way. His stuff was usurped. And that's why he doesn't like the guy in Turkestan. But if we significantly reduce the Turks' numbers, then that should really inspire factional sort of issues for that fellow. Okay, we are getting fairly close. Well, not fairly close to the end of the episode. We've still got about 10 minutes left. But we'll just assault some of these places. It doesn't really matter with the Turk. He can't give up and stop us from doing this. He must have a fair amount of money if he can just afford to hire mercs. Yeah, he does. He is losing a fair amount of it, you know, due to those mercenaries and all that sort of business. But, you know, we'll just take it as it comes, which is what she said. Okay, so we've hit that merc army. I'm just going to sit an army on Kimak up here until we take it, because that's where any mercenaries will raise up, or nearby it. Yes, that's a mighty victory for us. Was he Tengri? Pretty sure he was Tengri. Yes, he's Tengri. That's alright. Okay, I could not help but overhear the stable master and a courtier's animated discussion, something about a horse and payment due today, but the courtier insisted to pay the stable master later that week. I should interfere. I settled the matter, but I tried to be as just as I could. They still won't speak to each other, but my courtier here gets even more plus opinion from me. Doesn't really matter. Factions founding, factions disbanding. That'll just happen. It's really only an issue with the independence faction. I do wish we could order them based on the strength of the faction, though. That would be really handy. Okay, that siege has been completed up there. So now we're at 86%. That's pretty good. I don't think we're in a position where he would accept... No. But probably after we take this place and maybe these crappy... Well, that's not really a crappy barony. This is a crappy barony here. It's only got about 1,000 troops behind it, so we could quite conceivably take that. Okay, we're still... What are we going to research in military? Probably we're just going to look at keeping everything up that isn't shipbuilding, because fuck shipbuilding. We've got slight ahead penalties in heavy and siege equipment, but we shouldn't have them in cavalry or light infantry, so we might look at increasing cavalry, because I know we have a pretty decent detachment of those guys. It's definitely improved keeps in economy, and oh yeah, you can stop that right now, sir. Are you the faction? Okay, so he's a faction member in two kind of shitty factions. So I'm just going to give him some money and tell him to fuck off. And that'll be fine. Now, what was I looking at? Technology. So I really could boost up Noble Customs, and you know what? Yeah, I will. I'll boost up Noble Customs. So that's an extra +2 opinion with every feudal vassal, which is defined as anybody who holds a barony. Yeah, I really just don't want this guy giving up because he's got a massive advantage here. You can really check that. He does have a 0% war score, but he's got a massive advantage because he has 10,000 troops. Just sitting there. Okay, this is looking pretty good for us. Yeah, I'm just going to blast through that last place. Thank you very much. And send those guys up there. I think that's the last of the... Yeah, this one here will be the last of the Khan's actual holdings. Which is good for us. That's not really a siege, guys. That's more like a couple of dudes hanging around outside the walls. Just cracking open a beer, sort of being like, hey, it'd be really cool if we could take this place. Oh, yeah, it'd be awesome. Like, dude. It'll take a while for them to get up there. August. Okay, it appears that our child here, my son, my quick son, lacks a guardian. I don't think we can... No, we can! Perfect. I will educate my own son. Thank you very much. Prince Walram here. Very good. Got a peasant revolt and a Sunni revolt. Count of Nicaea is trying to kill somebody else. Okay, so where are those? One in Benghazi over here. Well, that's fine. That's the Sunni revolt. We can deal with that nice and quickly. I don't know where the peasants are, so they must have spawned somewhere where there is already just a bunch of dudes attacking them. Ah, over here. Yes. So what I'll do with those is I'll leave them alone for a little bit. And by a little bit I basically mean until this guy can get his assault on. And then we'll ship that army down there to deal with them. The Pope's getting a bit revoke happy on some bishoprics. Oh well. Okay, we should actually have a battle going on somewhere. Ah, they moved. Alright, well, we'll just follow you. Only 3 days, that's pretty decent. Yeah, so as usual, they have fairly decent military commanders, but it's nothing to, you know, be worried about. Yeah, easy wipe, and we'll just head on back up to Benghazi and then from there to Cyrenaica. Because we will beat them in this fight. We've got a new guy leading the Hansa. So what we do here is, because he's a recent one, we check to see... Yeah, that's actually a fairly small gift for a merchant prince, so we just gift him that to stop him from being any sort of immediate trouble. Call it a welcoming gift. Sunni uprising is over. That's the 24th one we've apparently had. Okay, we are getting close to the end of the episode, so I will attempt to assault through on these places, just to get us to 100% war score. I noticed that he's actually taken some land himself, so he's no longer at 0% in his rebellion. He soon will be, because we're going to take all his land. Okay, so we pause the game there because we have 100% war score. I don't want to give him a chance to say, oh no, I'm gonna surrender to my other guy that I'm actually winning against. Okay, so all of that is good. This guy up here can now get in a position to assault, so he'll do that basically as soon as we start the next episode up, which is great. And then we'll send him down there to deal with the peasants. Everything else appears to be going quite fine. Our own realm is doing alright. We're still waiting on the Duke of Brittany to finish his little revoke wars, which seems to be taking him forever. Seriously, guy. I need to fix this up. I have a subscriber request which I've just sort of modified a little bit. Oh, apparently we could create the Duchy of Socotra. What's happened with that? It's held by the King of Arabia. Well, what I will do here is create the ducal title. Ah, right, it's a titular one, isn't it? Yeah, so that's somewhat of an issue, but let's just create it. Now that's going to annoy the King of Arabia slightly because he'll want that. No, apparently he won't, but it is still too many held duchies for us, so we give him that landed or that title. Duchy of Socotra. Done. Massive opinion boost with him, 60 points for giving him a duchy, and it really doesn't matter. Because it was a titular title that nobody gave a shit about. Now, what are you at war with? Oh, you've got a peasant revolt. No worries. Okay, so let's call that the end of the episode. So, as usual, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below, and I'll get to them as soon as possible. If you liked the video, go ahead and give it a like. And if you would enjoy seeing more, well, please go ahead and subscribe if you have not done so already. In the meantime, I've been Sub. You have been yourselves. Later.